Hey everyone, my name's Chris Lambert. On this channel, we talk Kanye West, and today we're making a response video to a video that Travis made earlier, the most overhated Kanye songs. And I thought that was a really interesting concept to look at the songs that are overhated, and I think he had some good choices in here, like Barry Bonds, I'm a God, Blame Game, See All My Nightmares, Breathe In, Breathe Out, Closed on Sunday. What else is in here? Man, he talked about Closed on Sunday for a while. Tell the Vision, Freestyle 4, Hell of a Life. Absolutely. Hell of a Life is one of my favorite Kanye songs. The fact that so many people are like, it's the worst song on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Outrageous. And then, of course, topping Travis's list is Drunken Hot Girls, as that's one of his favorite songs. You can see the smug look on his face as he makes that reveal. Like, see, I know people are going to hate this, but I need to talk about this. So he made that list. I wanted to make my own list. So we are talking the top 10 most underhated Kanye songs. These are songs that I think deserve more hate, more ridicule. I see a lot more praise of these songs than I think they deserve. And I feel very strongly about this list. So clocking in at number 10 is Liftoff. For those of you that have listened to the show for any length of time, you know that 4 years now since we started the show, Liftoff has been the one Kanye song that I think is just hopeless, just problematic in every single way. And it's number 10 on the list. So this coming in at number 10 is probably a big shock to a lot of people because this has been the one that I've been most vocal about over the years. So number 10 is Liftoff. Number 9 is also Liftoff. I don't know what much more can be said at this point, just the fact that it needs double, because it's like so many people do praise it, right? And every time I mention my dislike, nay, my hatred for Liftoff, people are just like, Chris, you fool. It'll click one day. It'll click one day. And, I am the guy that is often telling people, hey, it's going to click for you. When people did it like Yeezus, it was like, give it time, it'll click. When people did it like The Life of Pablo, I was like, you know what? Give it a year, give it 2 years, it'll click. And it has. People just year after year convert to loving Yeezus, The Life of Pablo. Same thing with Ye and Kids See Ghosts. People are just like, I don't know how I feel about these. I was like, just give it time. Jesus is King. 2022 has been a great year for Jesus is King. More people are just being like, you know what? I realize that it's doing a lot of cool things. They told me that with Liftoff. And here we are. 11 years it's been since I first heard Liftoff in 2011. And you know what? Has it improved? Not a single bit. In fact, I think it's gotten worse. So number 10 and number 9 are Liftoff, but we can move on now to the other songs. Number 8 is Liftoff. So Liftoff checks in at number 8. It also checks in at number 7. I don't know. It's just, I felt like I needed to give it a position for each repetition of the chorus that's just copy and pasted. That's the thing. I don't mind a chorus dominating a song, right? There are plenty of songs, Kanye songs, just pop songs in general, that revolve around the chorus where the verses are pretty minute in comparison, right? It's like, okay, we're going to throw in a few lines, especially in radio rock pop songs. It's like the chorus is the thing. Like every Nickelback, look at this photograph. The chorus is the thing that people come back to over and over. My issue with the chorus of Liftoff is just that it's copy and pasted, right? It's not like the first time Beyonce does 50% of the chorus and holds something back, makes it a little fun. So then the second time you get the full chorus, right? You hear what you heard the first time, and then you get a couple more lines that add to it. That's something that Kanye does a lot through a lot of songs. He'll usually do, especially if it's an intro chorus, the chorus is what starts the song. He might have 3 of the 5 or 6 lines, and the second time the chorus comes back in, you have that additional context to it, which is cool. And then that repeats, and then maybe at the end, the last time, there's a little bit of a switch up as well, a couple lines added, especially if the chorus is used as kind of an outro or a bridge. There's usually some kind of extension. This does not have that. I mean, we even heard it recently in City of Gods. City of Gods also, kind of like Liftoff, has a chorus that repeats, but City of Gods is doing exactly what I said. The first time, Alicia Keys gives a couple of lines, And then the next time she does the chorus, there's a couple of additional lines, and then at the very end when she does the chorus, there's a little bit of a breakdown, right? There's some unique qualities to it. Liftoff doesn't do that. It's just what we hear at the beginning of the song, copy and pasted again and again and again. And I think that's a shame, especially with how like great and talented and wonderful Beyonce is, but it also just makes it a little bit of a slog. The Liftoff chorus is 30 seconds long, which other songs have 30-second choruses, but it's just when it's the same thing repeating every time, and we hear it 3 times in the first 2 minutes. So that means the first 2 minutes of the song, a minute 30 of it, is the same chorus, just repeating verbatim. Okay, so number 6, Liftoff. I want to continue this conversation because I also think the verses in Liftoff are problematic. You have Kanye delivering, I believe it's 8 lines. That's it. Just 8 really quick lines. And he rhymes off like 6 of the lines. It's something ridiculous like that. It's just, it feels like the least amount of time and effort ever put into a verse from Kanye on an album, whether it's a Kanye album or a joint album like Watching the Throne, Kids See Ghosts. It's just, there's just no effort. It's minimal effort, you know? And you do have that nice bridge that he has, which is kind of cool. I do like the bridge. The bridge is my favorite part of the song. So here, I have some praise for Liftoff. A little bit of praise is that the bridge that Kanye delivers is cool, but it's in the midst of a repetitive chorus, a verse that is the least interesting verse of Kanye's entire career, and then a Jay-Z verse that's just like, man, the Jay-Z verse. I'm not a NASCAR person, but the Dale Earnhardt joke of like hitting a wall, like earn harder and hitting a wall, never sits well with me. I don't know why. From the moment I first heard it, I was like, oh man, he died. Like, dude just died in an accident and you're using it as like pop culture fun, which I don't know if that should be the make or break thing in the verse. It's just, the other thing is that he talks about how they're about to like take off, right? We're going to take it to the stars, like Mars, all of that. But then at the very end of the verse, he's just like, we need fuel. Like, what? You're like counting down, you're talking about taking off, and then you just say you need fuel. You're just talking about being the greatest in known existence and everybody else is jealous of you and they're all fools, but now you don't even have the fuel to take off. It's just so randomly contradictory. I don't understand. Like, why? Why do you suddenly need fuel? Why aren't you just blasting off? Is this some deep metaphysical? Like, if this was in a song on a Kanye album, this started off as like a joke video. I was just going to joke around and have the list just be Liftoff, 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 and not seriously talk about Liftoff. But here I am talking for 8 minutes about Liftoff, where it went from meme to a serious rant, and that is so concerning to me. But why does he suddenly need fuel? There's no reason for him to suddenly need fuel. If this was on a Kanye album, it would be like, oh, the deep implications of the sudden change from being like these powerful figures to suddenly needing fuel. It undercuts everything that was said, adds in this dimensionality. I don't think this song is doing that. It's just a random moment that doesn't line up with anything else. So anyway, number 5 is Celebration. I don't like Celebration. When we did our episode on Celebration, I came around on it where I was like, you know what? I'm no longer going to hate on Celebration. It's no longer a song that I'm going to say is like my least favorite Kanye album song. But in the months that have followed, in the year that has followed since we did that episode, I found myself drifting back to the I'm not thrilled by Celebration, to the point where like it came on in the car the other day and I actually like changed. I hit next, which is never, I can't remember the last time I skipped a Kanye song. This is like the first time I've skipped a Kanye song in like 6 years while driving around in the car, and Celebration just has that effect on me because it's another one where like the tempo kind of like Liftoff is a little slower, a little more like dragging in the tempo of the song. And for some people that's really cool. They really like that. It's a change of pace from like the fast paced, but I just find Celebration and Liftoff, which number 4 is Liftoff, to just be a little bit like repetitive and droning in their production, where I really like something like Blame Game or Hell of a Life that have all of these elements that are popping in and out, and the production feels like it's really changing paces throughout the song, where you have these highs and these lows and these dramatic moments. I don't really get that. And maybe I could have if the chorus wasn't just copied and pasted again and again, but I don't. So number 3 is Liftoff. And I want to point out that the song has 30 seconds of silence at the very beginning for no apparent reason. Why is it 30 seconds of silence? It's just kind of like building up to the opening chorus. But that also means that in the first 2 minutes of the song, you have the chorus repeating 3 times and then 30 seconds of silence and like 14 seconds or 13 seconds of Kanye delivering a verse. So it's like in the first 2 minutes of the song, you have 13 seconds of Kanye. In the first 3 minutes of the song, you have, I think it's 27 seconds of Kanye, and then 14 seconds of Jay-Z, 16 seconds of Jay-Z. So in a 4-minute and 30-minute song, which is why Liftoff is also number 2, you have 40 seconds worth of Kanye and Jay-Z, and 14 seconds of that is a breakdown by Kanye. So really, in the verses on this song, you have 22 seconds of Jay-Z and Kanye, and like a minute 30 to 2 minutes of a copy and pasted Beyonce chorus, which is why Liftoff is number 1 on the Kanye songs that need more hate. Okay, so that's my list. Until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.